Hello and welcome to the first episode of Just Some Guy Earning Achievements, where I, just some guy, play through various games and earn achievements. For this inaugural episode, I'll be playing through the first level of Call of Duty 2, which released all the way back in 2005 and was a launch title for the Xbox 360. As achievements were a new feature for gaming introduced by the Xbox 360, achievement lists in the beginning generally fell into one of two categories: nice and easy, or ridiculously hard. Thankfully, Call of Duty 2 is part of the first one, and all you are required to do is complete the campaign on Veteran difficulty, which will be a recurring achievement for all future Call of Duty games. Whilst completing the campaign on Veteran isn't the easiest of tasks, you aren't required to do anything extra which may hinder your experience or be missable, forcing you to replay a level. All that is required to unlock every achievement is to start a new game, select Veteran difficulty, and then complete it. And that's exactly what I'll do. The game is broken up into three individual campaigns: the Soviet, the British, and the American. You start off with the Soviet campaign, where you play as Private Vasili Koslov, and this was my least favourite of the three. It's not entirely bad, but I did have some difficulties throughout the snowy settings of Moscow and Stalingrad, and I prefer the weapons in the other campaigns. The game starts you off in a tutorial, and unfortunately Vasili is too slow to grab a rifle. The Commissar is so disappointed in me, he won't even look me in the eye when he gives me my next objective. A quick detour and we find a spare rifle and even a pistol, which will get zero use after this tutorial. The Commissar instructs us to shoot 2 teddy bears, like this was Conker's Bad Fur Day, before the game asks if I would like to make the game even harder, to which I politely decline, as Veteran is already difficult enough. After shooting some wine bottles, plates and helmets, as well as bashing this poor mannequin that was 2 days from retirement, we're taught how to throw grenades by throwing a bunch of potatoes. Why potatoes, you may ask?
Because real grenades are valuable. In fact, they are worth a lot more than you are.
Now that we know how to open a wine bottle and handle a spud, we are ready to host a dinner party, but sadly we broke all the plates, so it's off to war instead. We follow the Commissar into a room where a Russian soldier is beating up a German one, I assume because he lost musical chairs. Before we can start a new round, a fellow soldier bursts in and the game starts proper. We head out through the door, over a wall, through a trench and into the armoury, where we pick up a submachine gun. After climbing a ladder and taking up smoking, we encounter our first group of enemies. Thanks to the rapid fire rate of the PPSH, we dispatch them without issue. 2 more enemies stand in our way, so I let them join their brooder in the afterlife, and I thought for a moment if I actually did select Veteran or not. A locked gate proves to be our toughest enemy yet and forces us to loop around where I am properly shot, causing me to curl up on the ground in what I assume is the fetal position. Unlike the original Call of Duty, which contained health packs, Call of Duty 2 introduced regenerative health, so as long as you ducked behind cover after playing target practice for the enemy, you could wipe away the blood and tears and get back into the fight. After fighting through some more enemies and rounding another corner, we reach the final part of the mission, where you need to... A cool table flip by one of my fellow soldiers gave me all the confidence I needed to complete my objective. I ventured out from behind cover and, using my newfound training, expertly dispatched all of the enemies. Well, almost expertly. 1 planted explosive later and the objective was complete, as was this training mission. The Commissar appears to give us one final bit of motivation, but more importantly, the game gives us our first achievement, which is all the motivation I need to win this war. Thank you for watching this episode, and I hope you join me next time when Vasili and the gang are off to Stalingrad, where they encounter more enemies and even more grenades.